Hey there, welcome to day 190 of our Let's Grow annual challenge. Today we are talking about step 3 of the soAp framework with respect to financial growth. We're focusing on finances and financial growth and health and well-being this entire month. And today is step 3 of the soAp process, which involves analyzing alternatives, the options we came up with yesterday, and using some process or some way, if we don't know intuitively which one just to go with right now and take action on, so that we can act now. The A in soAp framework is all about taking action, because guess what? Nothing happens unless we take some form of action, right? So today, the tool we're going to use to analyze our different options and look at them and say, okay, which one should I act on now? Assuming you don't know which thing you want to do right now. A lot of times when I go through the soAp process, it actually works automatically, and I'm taking action toward the solution or filling that gap automatically. I don't actually have to sit down, write it all out, and think about it. But for the purposes of this challenge, I do that so that we can practice using this tool, so we can install it in our subconscious, and it can be automatic for all of us, not just me. So the tool we're going to use today is the Head, Heart, and Intuition tool. Here's my fun graphic about that. Basically, we want to pick at least, or I usually pick 3 or 4. I picked 4 today to analyze because I couldn't decide, and I actually wanted to analyze them using the Head, Heart, Intuition tool to decide which one to take action on first. And 2 of them came out really, really close. And that's why I did it. That's why I have 4. So head is my thoughts, my thinking. What does not my intuition, what does my brain tell me I need to do about the situation? Which one should I take action on first? Heart is, of course, our feelings. How do I feel about this particular action? Now, feelings, we've talked about emotions. We had a whole month focusing on emotions, but our feelings can trick us sometimes, just like our head can, right? Our brain will show us all the things it thinks we want to see or things to keep us safe, which isn't necessarily in our best interest when it comes to looking at opportunities, choosing among actions we can take and options we have. And finally, we want to think about our intuition. And this one got added to my list later in life because I didn't used to listen to my gut or my intuition at all. I used to only go with either my head or my feelings. Whichever was more dominant at the time would win the decision-making process, and that would be the option I went with in any area or aspect of my life, in any scenario. And it wasn't until I realized that every big mistake I had ever made, or any big, huge challenge I'd ever actually had, and this was a lot of self-reflection that came to this realization, and then I was like, oh my God, it was like in front of my face all the time, was because I had a gut instinct about something, but I shoved it down and I didn't pay attention to it. I absolutely positively ignored it. And from little things, little decisions, little choices that didn't give me the outcome I wanted, to big life decisions that I made, and I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't think about that little wise voice in our body or our head somewhere that tells us, stop, reconsider, do something different. Are you sure you want to go down that road in the middle of the night? No, probably not. So, I don't know, I suppose it was probably a decade or so ago, I started making decisions based on all 3 criteria. Especially in business, if it doesn't meet all 3 of these criteria for me and make me feel the way I want to feel, the answer is always no. Guess what? It's like tapping into our core values. If we're living in alignment with who we really are and our core values, it's easy to make decisions whether we should or shouldn't do something. So I'll try to quickly run through the 4 options I came up with and how I scored them for head, heart, and intuition. You can see in my little notebook this morning. I'll need a magnifying glass to see it, but I just did it this morning. My options were start a fundraiser, do an event, do an online fundraiser, find a private investor to fund the cause that we're talking about, or start a business supporting the cause on a long-term basis. So I scored those for head, heart, intuition. For head, I gave the 4. I give the highest number, and you can do it either way, however works for you and your brain works. I usually score the highest number to the option that feels smartest to me, then to the option that I feel best about in my heart, that makes my heart say, yep, that's what I should do. My intuition is kind of about, how does my soul feel about it? What does my intuition say about this? So actually, so 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1. And I just go through and I go down the column, right? How does my head feel about these 4 options? Which one I feel most like I should take action on? That gets a 4, and then down to 3-2-1. So I did that for each of them, and it came out, and then I just add them across, right? You add them across. So I got 5, 11, 4, and 10. And part of why I added the 4th one is because, and part of why I feel more strongly about that is that's where most of my experience lies. But I still came out higher in doing the online one. Why? Because my intuition knows that that's the fastest, easiest way to reach a larger, broader audience that can help with something than by doing it the old-fashioned way. And events, local events usually, because they're local, we could make it global by doing it online. Or starting a business can take a little longer. But we'll probably do all 4, right? We'll do all 4 things and much, much more. But the purpose of this activity today is to say, what one thing am I going to take action on right now? What am I going to do today to start filling that gap? And so I'm going to do an online fundraiser. So I will start taking action on that today and setting up the structure and the function, probably a funnel or something for it and a website. So what's our action item today? Pick which item you're going to take action on. If you don't have a way to decide, use the head, heart, intuition model. Use that framework to add more. I like it because it adds more actual objectivity to the process than if I just go with my gut, or if I just go with my head, or if I just go with my heart. I like to not balance all 3, but consider all 3 when I'm choosing among alternatives. All right. Kylie's story continues in Guide 2 to the Let's Grow Annual Challenge private Facebook group page. And if you need more examples or have questions about either the Head Heart Intuition tool or anything else, just ask. Or you can look in the Get Up and Go Challenge private Facebook group page. All of last 4 years challenges are in there, and there's lots of examples of this tool and other decision-making tools. Otherwise, ask me, and I'd be glad to help you. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.